quick one today. We're looking at the guitar solo on The Road Goes On from Toto on their Tambu album. Of course, Steve Lukather on guitar. Anything he does is, like, literally anything is worth looking at. It's so great. We're pretty much in the worst guitar key possible. I think of it as a C sharp mixolydian or an F sharp major. So there's about 19 sharps in that key. But that's okay. We'll talk a little bit about the chords he's playing over, look at the notes, but broadly follow the tab on screen. All right, let's go. Quickly guitar tone. I've got the Fractal today. I'm using a high gain amp. This is the SLO, I think. I've got a little bit of chorus, some reverb and delay. A lot of the wetness, it sounds sort of very wet when you're playing on your own, but playing on a track, most of it really gets buried. So, consider that. This is the sort of sound that we've got. Not so bad. Okay. All right, the chords. Can't do a guitar solo unless you know the chords you're playing over, and therefore, I suppose, the key to give you your scale options, your note choice options. So in this one, you're in C sharp major, but it's, as I said, the 5 chord, C sharp sort of mixolydian. Right, so those chords, we've got a C sharp major, F sharp in first inversions, F sharp on A sharp, G sharp minor. Come up to B, back up to C sharp. And then the second time around, it's a D sharp minor. Back to C sharp. Okay, so everything is a sharp. There's 1,000 sharps in that key. Okay, so shape-wise, you're probably thinking, I suppose, a C sharp major pentatonic. But instead of this one here, I'm more thinking this box shape. So it kind of looks like box 1 if it was on A sharp minor pentatonic. Okay, forget that for now. Look at the tab, but this kind of stuff does help you when you're trying to remember the solo. All right, again, it's tab on screen. Have a look at that, but we'll talk a little bit. We'll just break down some of the chunks of the solo, talk about some of the phrasing. So it kicks in just before we come into that C sharp major chord. Okay, even that right there, beautiful phrasing. We're sliding in to 8th fret there. And watch those slides. This is the kind of stuff that makes Luke just a magical player. It's not only his note choices, which are just pristine, but it's the phrasing, the way he'll slide and bend and those sorts of things. Okay, so the interesting thing to me there is that on the G string. Then you're sliding down, then it's really nice. Okay. Right there, I guess you can think a minor triad on D sharp. First finger bend on the D string, even with 9s, for me, that's kind of a little bit tricky, but I have really weak hands. Most of you will probably be fine with that. But it does take an element of control to do that full step bend first finger on that wound D string there. Okay, next part. Okay, I'm thinking a C sharp major chord here. Okay, that's shape-wise. So I'm bringing in that suspended note. It's a pre-bend, just a half step pre-bend. You're on the 10th fret, pre-bending to the 11th. Okay, and then... All right, then we're moving up to, I suppose, you could think of it as minor pentatonic shape on the 11th fret, okay? Okay, starts with just sort of a little mute. And then 2 of those mutes. Okay, that last part is so great. So and he does this a lot. He'll fret a note, say on the high E, and then bend up to that same note on the B. Okay? And then this next part is great. So again, it is tabbed out, but the phrasing is amazing. So you're on 14th fret. So from 14th fret, I slide up to 19, and then not really pull off, it's just sort of place your finger on 18 and bend straight up to the fret you were just on, 19th fret, like this. Okay, amazing phrasing there. All improvised, no doubt. He's a legend. All right, just a quick look at the guitar solo from The Road Goes On. Steve Lukather, good luck. See you next time.